What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a day in the life video, showing you what I get up to, what I eat, sort of the usual things that I get up to in a day. So yeah, I hope you're excited. I'm really excited myself. So
am I featuring on your channel today?
Yes, yes.
Oh God. Anyway, we are doing a day in the life today. Elliot is with me all day, so he will be involved. And yeah, so we will show you what we get up to. Elliot's fasting at the moment. I have just had, one of those bagel thins, which are quite good, from Warburton's. And we are going to go to the gym, basically, on that, and then eat properly when we get back from there. So just before we head off to the gym, I just want to show you a new gadget that I've got recently, and it's from Fossil, and it is their new smartwatch. So Fossil have very kindly sponsored this video today, and yeah, I just wanted to give you a little look at exactly what it does, and then I will wear it throughout my workout as I've been doing recently, and I'll try and show you a few bits there as well. So this is it. I have chosen the grey and rose gold colour. I'm usually such a black, I don't know, I always go for black, and I decided to go for something a little bit different this time. And yeah, so let me try and, I'm gonna have to try and swap hands because I've just realised it's not that practical to show you like this. Hang on one second. So I realised I'm gonna have to take off to show you. So anyway, this is the watch. So as you can see, it's very sleek, love the design, and my favourite features on it are the workout features, of course. So obviously it's great for telling the time. Also, what is good about it is it's one of those watches that your phone notifications come up on the screen as well, which is great, especially when you're doing a workout, because you can see whether a sort of a text or a call is urgent or not. But this is what I've been doing on it recently. So when I go to the gym, I will click strength training, if that's what I'm doing, click start, and then, well, as you can see, the green light's flashing, but that's really to get to gauge your heart rate and things. And yeah, so start doing your exercise, and then whilst I'm at the gym, what usually happens is it then comes up with a screen which starts tracking what you're doing. So the other thing that I really enjoy are the challenges. So if you scroll down, there is a press up challenge, which I actually did the other day, and if you just click that, then whilst you are doing your press ups, it will sort of track how many you've done, and then it gives you a little thing about form as well, which is fab. But yeah, there are so many really great features on it, and hopefully over the next few weeks I can show you a few more as well. So that is my new gadget for you. I will make sure to link it down below, and you can go and check out all the colours and everything else about it, because it's really fab and I'm getting on very well with it. Anyway, we are heading off to the gym now, so we will see you there.
I've been doing dishes, always in the kitchen. Got a water with it, stacking all this money. It be taller than the ceiling, taller. Millions, all I want is millions. Get all the guava, count all these knots. Main bitch pop, little bitch I thought, ayy. Smoking more rock, giving me top. Get fucked that bitch, she slop. Get fucked that bitch, she slop. Back it up, in the club. Is it on me? No, she tryna fuck. That's your girlfriend, turned her to a slut. Getting up, she can't get enough, yeah. I'ma back it up, in the club. girl, always on me in the club. She know what's up. Now she tryna fuck.
So we're back from the gym and I managed to film a workout for my Instagram page as well at the end of it, which was quite a good little hit circuit, which you should go and check it out because it will be up by now. And just got back and I made me and Elliot some lunch. And this is what I've made. So it's like a egg fried rice thing with prawn, and it's prawns, and it literally took about 2 seconds, and it's got a ton of vegetables. I've put onion and courgette and red peppers in, so actually 3 vegetables, not a ton. But yeah, really delicious and super high in protein, and yeah, mixed in 3 eggs between the 2 of us, so like an egg and a half each, and it's just really good post-workout meal really, so yeah. So I've just settled down to do some work, and I thought I'd film a little fitness Q&A for you because I've never actually done one of these on YouTube, and the only Q&A I've done was like probably my 2nd video, and it's really embarrassing now if I look back at it, but I do answer some questions on there if you want to check it out. But I've got a load of questions today because I just put it up on my Instagram story, and yeah, I thought I'd answer a few for you. These are all fitness related. I will do a personal Q&A if you would like that as well. Yeah, we'll just see how this one goes. So, what do you carry in your gym bag? So, I could probably tell you, I'll do a video on this actually, I'll do a whole YouTube video on it, but I'll get it first actually. So, I have an Adidas gym bag, and so I've got about 4 resistance bands, a water bottle, I have got a spare pair of headphones, even though I use my AirPods now, but just in case, because you never know. I have got the padding that goes inside your sports bra, because sometimes mine will come out in the wash. Like most sports bras, I find they come out, or they go really funny in the wash, and then you've got like a line down the front of it. So I've got the padding in case it either looks a bit weird, or I've like put my sports bra on and the padding's not inside it. So very useful. Snacks. I get really dizzy if I've not eaten for a certain amount of time, so I feel like having a snack in the gym in case I get really lightheaded is really, really important for me. Socks. I've actually got, I don't know why, but I've got this little mirror that SportFX gifted to me with like a set, but I don't know why just the mirror's in here. And then I don't actually want to give this all away because I feel like this would be quite a good YouTube video, so I'm not going to show you all of it. But I've got a wash bag, not that I usually shower at the gym, and it's actually got loads of little mini things in, which is quite cute. Maybe I should shower at the gym. Makeup wipes in case I am wearing makeup to the gym and want to take it off, because I usually do to try and take it off because otherwise you get all sweaty and spotty. And some pens in case you want to write at the gym. I don't think they were really done on purpose. And then I've also got a spare camera battery and a memory card. So next question is, it's actually quite an interesting one. How often do you eat jarred or tinned foods for convenience, and do you consider them unhealthy? So that is a really good question. I don't consider them unhealthy. I think it completely depends what they are. The thing about jarred or tinned things is they often have preservatives in, because obviously if you think about tuna, for example, I eat tuna from a tin more often than I eat like a fresh tuna steak, and food is not meant to last for like that long. Like if you had a fresh tuna steak, it's not going to last for like whatever 2 years or whatever the number on the tin is. I eat tin tuna, I eat tin sweet corn. Quite often eat a jar of pasta sauce, because I actually read something on that once that said it costs more to buy all the ingredients to make the sauce every time than it actually does to buy a jar of pasta sauce. So you know, if you were gonna use like tinned tomatoes, like a white vinegar, garlic, peppers, carrots, whatever you want to put in your sauce, it's actually more efficient to buy it. Yeah, if I'm in a rush for anything, I will just use a jar of pasta sauce. The only problem is with that is that I wouldn't put sugar in my own pasta sauce that I'd make at home. However, a jar of pasta sauce, more often than not, unless you're going to buy a really expensive organic one, will have some kind of sugar in. So back to the question, no, I do not necessarily think it makes it unhealthy. However, I think it also depends on what it is that you're eating. So another one is like baked beans I'd have. On the other hand, I wouldn't eat you know, like sausages from a jar. They really gross me out. I'm really funny actually about food that I don't like, when I don't know exactly what's inside what I'm eating. Like, you're all probably going to think this is really silly, but I've never eaten like Burger King or KFC. I have eaten McDonald's when I was younger, like a lot younger. I just wouldn't touch it now. I will eat like takeaway pizza, but I'm really funny about meat, especially when I don't know where that's from. So next question is, what is the best way to lose weight on your legs and to maintain it? Loads of the questions that I've had are about that. So I've had a load about like stomach fat, how to lose weight on your hips, things. So you cannot spot reduce fat, and I feel like this needs to be said more, because so many people do workouts that will say, you know, this is great to lose fat off your legs or whatever. You can't choose where you lose fat from your body. You can eat in a calorie deficit and you will lose fat, but you will lose fat from wherever your body wants to lose fat. So for a lot of people, well, I don't know actually, I think that probably really depends on the person. So I gain fat quite easily on the lower half of my body, but I know some of my friends really struggle with stomach fat, and most of it is down to genetics. So you can't, again, really help that unless you're gonna have surgery or whatever. What you can do though is strengthen areas of your body so that when you lose fat off them, the muscles are more prominent or developed. So for example, to get really prominent abs, you can train your core and you can train your abs, but that is not what is going to make them show through your stomach. Most of it is genetics. You can decrease your body fat all over, but yeah, unfortunately you can't spot reduce fat. So the answer is there are no specific workouts that are going to help you lose fat off your legs or your stomach or your hips or wherever you want to lose fat. So that leads really well on to the next question, which is, what are your top tips to getting abs? Your ab circuits are a killer. That's really sweet, thank you. So going off the last question, also I'm really sorry if it's really noisy because I live just off main road and there are loads of lorries that go past all the time, so I'm sorry about that. Also I've got single glazed windows, which is probably part of the problem. So top tips to getting abs, again, low body fat. However, I would actually just say just don't concentrate too much specifically on getting abs, because most of it is down to genetics. So I'm quite lucky in that I have abs even if my body fat is not really low, just because that's somewhere I lose fat from really quickly. So if I was concentrating on losing loads of fat off my legs, my abs would look really prominent, even though I don't necessarily have super low body fat anywhere else. Don't focus too much on it. Everybody has their places that they lose it more than others, and having abs for lots of people would actually mean your body fat is dangerously low. So it's not necessarily recommended to focus too much on that. But I always say just try and focus on your good features. You always wish you had something that you don't have, and probably someone who has that thing that you wish you had will want something that you've got. So it always works like that. So I might have abs, but I might like kill to have someone else's quads, for example. It's always like that. It's always the way. Which whey protein do you recommend me to use after working out? Thanks in advance. Thank you. So the main whey protein that I use at the moment is a PhD nutrition one. It is Belgian chocolate flavour. I think it's their diet one. It's a whey protein. And to be quite honest with you, I absolutely hate most protein and I literally don't understand it. I probably try a different protein a week and I hate the taste of most of them. I don't understand how people just drink protein shakes, like knock it back. I think they're disgusting. I think I'm really sensitive to artificial flavours as well, which isn't good. So PhD Nutrition Belgian chocolate is a really good one. It's quite thick and I drink that with usually a frozen banana and almond milk, and it's just perfect for me. And I don't drink it every day, just when I fancy it. What I do have usually after my workout is a barbell shake. So I work with barbells and they come in, I'll show you actually. So here's a packet that I've not opened of them, but one of these shakes, and they come in loads of flavours, but my favourites are the vanilla and the chocolate flavour, which is probably super basic. Elliot loves the banana flavour and the strawberry flavour, so I think they're all really great. That's my go-to after a workout, and I'll often just pack one in my gym bag and then I can have it straight after. In terms of vegan protein, because I know loads of people love vegan protein, and I have actually only found one brand that I can stomach, and that is Free Soul, and I think it's the berry flavour. I've tried a few flavours, but the berry one is really good. And I'll sometimes have that as well. Do you have to eat in a calorie surplus to gain muscle or not? Yes, I would say you do need to be eating in a calorie surplus. I mean, I don't actually think it's possible, but it'd be very difficult if not to gain muscle without doing that, because you need the extra energy. I would say that to build muscle, you need to be eating enough calories to get through your workouts like really comfortably and not feel kind of depleted of energy, or yeah. I just say you need, yeah, to be able to convert into muscle, you need to be eating a really good amount. So this is quite a good question as well. So for weight loss, should I increase the weight or have a steady one with more reps? And I think by weight loss, this person means fat loss, I'm assuming. I think he or she is saying, should I use a heavier weight or should I do more reps? I would always say to do a heavier weight. I don't know, for the sort of training that I do, so I do hypertrophy or strength training, usually hypertrophy training, I would never go up to sort of 15 reps really. I'd usually do that if I was going to do HIIT training or something that was more like a light full body workout, maybe 3 or 4 days a week, or something like that. I would always say to increase your weight rather than doing more reps, because that is what will stimulate your muscles to turn and rebuild themselves, which is sort of the basis of hypertrophy training. I do think it's so important in your training that you try and increase your weight as often as you can, just because that challenges you, and that's quite frankly what will help you to make progress. The main mistake that I made when I started training is I'd never push myself enough. So I'd get so comfortable with doing, say, a shoulder press with, I don't know, 5 kilograms at the start or something. And I don't think I moved past 5 kilograms for months after I could do past 5 kilograms, just because I think I'd always get worried about really pushing myself. And the only time I actually saw progress was when I just had a bit of an epiphany one day, and I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna try and increase my weight. And I did, and since then it's completely changed my gym game altogether, and I progressed quite well. So yeah, I'd always recommend increasing your weight when you can. And to be honest, because I don't know what type of training this person actually does, I don't know exactly what's best for them, but I would always say do that over trying to just increase your reps. What is the best diet for fat loss? This is a really good question. If by diet you just mean like kind of lifestyle sort of thing, like what you eat day to day rather than like a diet you go on, I would just say to make sure you're getting in good sources of protein at every meal, good healthy sources of carbs, fats when they sort of come into it, but I don't sort of make room. I don't purposely include fats in my meal, but a lot of things I will eat will include fat. For example, I had salmon before, and salmon is quite a fatty fish, but in a very healthy way. So yeah, I would say just make sure when I visualize my plate of food, I will break it into, so really good source of proteins. That could be your fish, chickpeas, lentils, tofu, chicken, lean meat, whatever you are into. I don't eat that much meat, but Elliot, for example, has chicken at most of his meals and it works perfectly for him. Then so my carbohydrates are usually things like brown rice noodles, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, whole wheat bread, and the other part of my diet is made up of my micronutrients. That's all my vegetables and fruit, so I eat an awful lot of those. So with every meal I try and have between like 2 and 3 portions of vegetables, and then I always have a juice in the morning. Actually, I tend not to have vegetables with my breakfast because I have a juice. I know juicing can be quite controversial sometimes. People are like, oh, it gets rid of all the fibre in it. It does, but my body actually doesn't react that well to having lots of fibre, so I find for me it's perfect. It actually does keep in most of the micronutrients if you've got a really good juicer, which I do have, and yeah, it just works really well for me. So I tend to have an apple or 2 depending on how I'm feeling, a carrot or 2, a huge portion of green vegetables, and a good bit of ginger as well. I love ginger, and I'm convinced it's helped my immune system a lot. I used to get ill all the time, and I've not been ill for quite a long time. Could be a placebo effect, but I think ginger is like the holy grail. So yeah, the other thing is I do eat snacks and I do eat unhealthy things. Loads of people make such funny assumptions about people in the fitness industry. Yes, I eat popcorn every day actually, and not that that's necessarily like a recommended thing to do, but it's like my favorite snack and my favorite thing in the whole world, microwave salted popcorn. So me and my housemate Kate and my housemate Flo, we literally have that every single evening. So always eat popcorn. I will eat like crisps and hummus and chocolate and whatever I fancy as well, but it probably only makes up about 20% of my diet. So they are not things I really focus on. It's just when they come into it, when I fancy something like that. At the moment, I love those Malteser bunnies. They're really nice. But 80% of the time I'm just concentrating on having a high protein diet. Also that includes like protein shakes and things like that, which I forgot to mention. Carbohydrates, micronutrients, fats when they come into it, and that really works well for me. How do you balance the gym with university work? So I'm not currently at university, but I did do 3 years at Nottingham University, and I graduated 2 years ago, and I played an awful lot of squash at university. So I was an elite athlete, and I was on our Nottingham University first team for squash, and that involved an awful lot of training. So we'd have off-court training, would include strength and conditioning training, and sometimes we'd do bits in the gym as well, or we'd have programs written out for us which would include some gym work, but it was quite different from the way I train at the moment. But in terms of balancing, how I balance that with university, I would always say to prioritize university over gym. Gym will wait. University, you've got 3 years of your life, and they are, well, for me, they were the best 3 years of my whole life so far. And I would say to prioritize that, and gym will be there for the rest of your life. But obviously it's good to go to the gym and to exercise, and what I tried to do was be really prepared when I was going to the gym, so I could do my whole workout in about 40 minutes and it be really, really concise. So don't go to the gym saying I would like to train legs today. Go to the gym saying I'm going to train legs today, and I've got my whole workout written out for me already. I can get in and out and then get on with your day. I'm assuming that question meant around like university work, but actually if you mean around socializing as well, I would say always put socializing and things like that before the gym, because there is more to life than being in the gym, and it's just really fun to do everything with your friends when you can, because believe me, when you actually get out into the real world, it's a lot different. So yeah, just set yourself really achievable goals. So for example, for me at uni, it would not be reasonable to think that I could have gone to the gym 6 days a week, even though maybe I would have liked to, just because, I mean, half the days you're going to be hungover, the other days it's just not going to fit in with your revision or anything you've got on. So set yourself a realistic goal, and then maybe on the days you're not going to the gym, try and walk to campus, or depending on what uni you're at or college you're at, walk into the city centre, or just be more active basically. What is your training schedule looking like? PS, love you and your content. Oh, that's so sweet. My training schedule is, well, I follow a push-pull legs training split, and that just works really well for me. I know a lot of people do it in different ways, but that means that push day is predominantly shoulders and chest and tris. Pull day is, did I say push? Yeah, and pull day is mainly back and buys, and lower body is, well, legs is just lower body. I train about 4 days a week at the moment. I would love it to be 5, but I've just got a few other things going on, and I will hopefully get back to that at some stage. So what I tend to do is I will do, yeah, 4 sessions, which will be those a week, and then I will add in little bits of HIIT at the end of my sessions, or if I've only got however long, I will occasionally do a HIIT session at home. So I'll complete about 4 days a week of weights-based training, and then at the moment I'm trying to get in at least 1 squash training session a week. That's proving more difficult than I thought, just because I don't have many friends in my new squash club yet. So one of those, and then I'll add in little HIIT circuits like the ones on my Instagram account, which I'd either do at the end of my session, or if I've not got time to do a full session, and bits of low intensity steady state cardio as well. So that'll often be like an incline walk on a treadmill or something like that. The last question that I'm going to answer is, what are your favorite exercises for each body part? Legs, back, abs, etc. Oh god, this might take me a second to think. So for legs, at the moment, probably single leg hamstring bridges. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know, because I actually post that exercise quite often. But it just really targets my hamstrings, and because I have had a hamstring tear before in my right hamstring, it's really important for me to build up the strength there and to work on each one separately. For back, probably, I love supersetting like a cable row with a face pull, so that would, I'd say, my favorite back like combo. And then for abs, at the moment it's hanging leg raises, just because I'm really trying to get good at them and it's quite satisfying. Apart from the fact I find it literally kills my hands. I don't know if anyone else finds that. So I am going to leave the Q&A here because I think I've answered most of your questions. There's some quite good ones in there, and I would quite like to do a personal Q&A as well, because I think it helps you to get to know me a bit more, and it's nice to feel like I'm really actually helping individuals as well. So yeah, if you would like to see that, please leave a comment down below just so I know. And I'm going to leave this video here today as well. So if you did enjoy it, as always, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, because that really, really helps me. And I will see you in my next one.